Sports Bar, 320 West, 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
There's a reason we call it the big one, because the biggest deals of the year are happening now at Panama City Toyota. And you can get 3.99% APR on the award-winning Camry, plus 90 days until you make your first payment, and 3.99% on the new RAV4, plus 90 days until you make your first payment. Get 2.99% on the Bolt Tacoma, or take the lead and get 1.99% on the powerful Tundra. The big one, right now at Panama City Toyota.
Offers expire August 4th. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
Anthony's Dream Collection isn't just an art gallery. It's a creative hub dedicated to transform your spaces and elevating your brand. Anthony's Dream Collection offers a comprehensive suite of artistic services designed to leave a lasting impression. Paintings on canvases, wall murals, and next-level graphic design services. Level up your home, office, and business with our one-stop shop. Visit Anthony'sDreamCollection.com for more information. That's Anthony'sDreamCollection.com. Whether you're an experienced investor or first-time buyer, Beach House will provide you with top-notch service to guide you through every step of the process. We make the real estate process fun and easy through effective marketing, strategic advertising, and always a client-focused experience. From single-family homes to full-scale developments, Beach House Sales Development has you covered. Check them out at beachhousesalesfl.com or give them a call at 850-919-3500.
Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions. From college to the pros. Interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And we're taking the inside drive with Ryan Mulvey.
I love it.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And good Tuesday morning. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City Beach, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I went kind of back in time there a little bit, but we appreciate you tuning in this Tuesday morning. James Fife hanging out in the studio with me.
Hey, gang.
Bone Crusher behind the glass. And, of course, it is Tuesday, so that means one thing. We got Doc A coming up at 11:20. We're going to talk all sorts of stuff, and I know he wants to talk a little bit about Raising Cane's versus Zaxby's. We'll have a little debate about that. Of course, maybe talk some Masters tickets as well. And I've got some fun, interesting things, including the Ocho is doing a little bit of a unique sports series coming up the 31st through August 2nd, if I believe that is the correct dates for that one. We'll talk a little bit about the worst QB rooms in the NFL, maybe some 8 potential trades in the MLB at the deadline. But as always, we appreciate you tuning in on the radio. If you're listening on social media, that's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. All you got to do is search up ESPN Northwest Florida. You'll find us right there. We appreciate it if you subscribe, like, comment, engage with us. And, of course, you can give us a text or call at 850-215-6290. Share that Facebook stream for us. Anytime you guys share that, it just means a lot to us here at ESPN Northwest Florida as we're trying to bring you as much fun and sports entertainment as we can week in and week out with 3 great local shows. Obviously, the Coach James Hale Show from 7 to 9 right here, the Inside Drive 11 to 1, and the Afternoon Underdogs from 4 to 6 p.m. Today, you also have the Atlanta Braves coming up after the Afternoon Underdogs. Coverage starts at 6, followed by the first pitch at 6:15. We also got the free mobile app inside the Google Play or Apple Store. All you got to do is search up ES or 104.3, and boom, that app will pop up right on that first page of search results. That way you can take us anywhere you want to go. And all you got to do is say, "Hey Siri," or "Hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida," and that app will pop up. I'm glad she didn't hear me, because she would have opened it up, and that would have got kind of crazy with the app running.
Hey Siri.
Yes, she comes alive sometimes when you're not expecting her to. And then, of course, as always, you can head over to ESPNPC.com. At the top of that page, you'll see none other than Scorpion TV. For a mere $45.08 per month using code ESPNNW, you get over 5,000 streaming channels on demand, all your local sports, regional sports, national sports, everything you could possibly want to watch, including pay-per-view events, NFL Red Zone, ESPN+. I guarantee you're paying more than that right now, unless you are already a Scorpion TV customer. So head over to ESPNPC.com, sign up for Scorpion TV. They've also got over 10,000 movies on demand for all of those movie buffs out there. Also got to give a shout out to Golf Plus. They're doing a little keyword right now this week. If you just go over to Golf Plus, it's located in the Edgewater Shopping Plaza. If you say the Inside Drive, just walk in and yell Inside Drive, and he'll give you 20% off all in-stock shoes and 20% off all in-stock hats. That's basically 20% off a almost full golf outfit. So since you're saving money on the hat and the shoes, you might as well get a shirt and a pair of shorts while you're there as well. Retail, fitting, and repair. That's the keys there at Golf Plus, right next to Firefly and I was going to say the Sweet Frog Creamery, but that's Instant Replay. But yeah, go check out Alan Golf Plus, his staff, experts in club fitting and putting you in the right golf clubs. Because if you don't have the right equipment, it's going to be a lot tougher to play your best game. It's kind of like they always say, it's not the Indian, it's the arrow. But it's actually, the Indian is better with a better arrow. So you can kind of buy a new game, but Alan can put you in the right equipment. So head over to Golf Plus. We appreciate him being our studio sponsor. James.
Yep.
This Friday.
Tell me about Friday.
Sequel. Happy Gilmore 2 debuts on Netflix.
Happy Gilmore 2.
Are you
30 years on?
Yes. Are you excited?
I mean, kind of, sort of. I loved the original movie. So I'll probably, maybe at some point, remember to watch this one.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. I haven't watched movies in so long because it's, I've just been so busy watching sports, the last part of my life that it's just like, hey, if I got 2 hours to watch a movie, basically that means I got 2 hours to be watching sports.
No doubt.
But I mean, a sports movie, at least it draws me into having the thought of, you know what, I might watch this. I mean, it probably won't happen, but it's still a movie that, I expect to be fairly funny because the first one was hilarious.
That's what my concern is. A lot of times when they have these movies that kind of were like all-time comedies and just hit on so many different levels, they make a sequel of it and it just doesn't live up to the first one.
I mean, you got no chubs.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, it's coming out this Friday. Debuts on Netflix. They had the premiere in New York City last night. But a lot of professional golfers in this one versus the original one didn't really have actual professional golfers. A lot of fictional professional golfers. But Shooter McGavin will be back in
You
Happy
got to bring
Gilmore
Shooter
2.
back. I mean, dude's still around. You've got to bring the antagonist back, or else I think you lose a little bit of that story.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's so embedded in that story. But again, I'm just a little anxious that that maybe it doesn't live up to the hype of the first movie because that movie was so good. And still, to this day, is a movie a lot of people watch and still laugh the same way they always did.
Hopefully it's... what I'm afraid of, too, is they'll try to modernize it too much. And there was a lot of things in that movie that were funny back for the 90s when it was done that, yeah, you might not be able to get away with it now. But my memory is still kind of stuck in that time period sometimes. So just give me that nostalgia factor, that'll go a long way.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to make a movie nowadays where the guy learned how to play golf after being a hockey player and could hit the ball 400 yards, might be a little more far-fetched than, because the 90s movies were just, I think that was one of the best eras of movies.
Oh, yeah, you can go through, especially sports movies.
Yes.
Just look at list of sports movies in the 90s.
Yeah.
A lot of them created, and a lot of them pretty good. Some of them bad, but, I mean, people make bad movies.
Yeah,
you expect it, but a lot of them pretty good. We still talk about today, right, Smalls?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, I'm glad you said that because I've got a list. I'm just going to kind of go through it real quick. If there's any you want to talk about in depth, we can just dive into that. This is the Rolling Stones top 30 sports movies. I think this is of all time. So the first one on that is the No, a documentary. Did you ever see that one? I never saw that one. That has to do with when Doc Ellis was once pitched his no-hitter while tripping on LSD, and it kind of goes through the details of that. I don't think I've ever seen that. I may want to check that out, though, because I have watched a actual documentary on that whole situation. Number 29, Tin Cup.
Good movie.
That was one of the favorites of mine, obviously being in the golfing world. Realistic to a certain degree. Obviously, if he just would have, laid up and made his par and won the U.S. Open. Maybe the story doesn't have as much excitement because a lot of people, I mean, I don't know how many times I've been out there playing golf and hit a shot and the wind kind of comes up and I say, oh, little gust from the guys, Romes?
Yeah.
If it's on, I'll watch it.
Yeah, that's one of those movies, if I go through it and boom, I hit it, I'm watching the rest of it. I'm watching the rest of it. But Roy McAvoy and The Shrink. Number 28. I think this is a little far down for me because I absolutely loved this movie. Miracle, back in 2004, was the kind of the docudrama of the actual 1980 U.S. hockey team, as we all know, went on to beat the Russians in the semifinals and then went on to beat Sweden in the finals, if I'm remembering that correctly. But
Finland in the finals.
One of the fjord countries. But yeah, just really showed Herb Brooks. I think Kurt Russell did a great job playing Coach Brooks and kind of the mentality and the kind of way he got as much out of those amateur college hockey players as he could. And just, if you had never watched Miracle, I would suggest watching that movie. That's for sure.
Skate.
Yes. Again.
Bag skating. God, I am so... bag skating, the worst feeling in the world.
Yep. Liam's playing tackle football now, and they do leg lifts when they're warming up. They go up, out, in, down. I told him we used to do that all the time in full equipment, but we had skates on our
skates
feet.
on, and you were laying on the cold ice to go with it.
Yes, makes your back and your abs just an extra little bit stronger. Number 27, Chariots of Fire, which I didn't even really realize it was a sports movie, but kind of focused on both the men themselves and the temper of the times from the 1924 Olympics, and so that, I guess, ties it into a sports movie, but I can certainly remember the theme song for that one. Number 26, Jay's favorite, Rudy, kind of broke his heart when I told him it was based on a true story, not exactly a true story. He always thought it was like to a T.
And a lot of these are all got some, artistic interpretation.
Yes, no doubt. They're kind of allowed to do that. Number 25, Blue Chips, which had to do with the college hoops corruption with the likes of Larry Bird, Bob Knight, Dick Vitale, Bob Cousy, and Shaquille O'Neal, some of them as themselves and others as character from the fictional West Coast University. So it had to do with a lot of the college controversy there. Number 24, Any Given Sunday. Decent football movie.
It's a football movie, I'll give it that.
It is indeed a football movie. Number 23, Bend It Like Beckham, back in 2002. Obviously, David Beckham, famous soccer player, which that movie actually was, it did not have anything to do with him.
How was it? Should I watch that? I haven't seen it.
It has to do with a...
it's the soccer player.
Yes, and she...
Is it it's about a young girl soccer player? So probably good for young women.
Yeah. It's kind of a... underdog story, typical sports story, but I don't really remember it very much, obviously, because I couldn't really speak to it, but I have...
What's this IMB score? What's that?
Oh, the
IMBD.
Yeah, and then the Rotten Tomatoes score. Doesn't list that in this particular thing. Number 22, the Bingo Long Traveling All-Stars and Motor Kings. Never seen it. I don't know anything about it either. So we're going to move on to number 21, which was Victory from 1981, based on the Hungarian film 2.5 Times in Hell. Director John Huston's Potboiler stars Michael Caine, Sylvester Stallone, and Brazilian superstar Pele as World War II prisoners of war who were going to match against the Germans as an opportunity to escape. But... they end up actually do more good by beating the Nazis on the pitch. The football ignorant Stallone may be a surrogate for all the early 1980s Americans who were just starting to learn a lot more about the beautiful game of soccer. Number 20, one of those good bowling movies, The Big Lebowski, 1998. Hard to believe that was in 1998. 19 on the Rolling Stone Top 25, The Natural, another great baseball movie. I get some texts about Stallone, the goalkeeper. Victory was a great flick. He was a goaltender with no gloves, apparently.
And I think at the end they had to break his arm to to get an injury. So it was some part of an elaborate scheme.
Gotcha. But, I'm going to have to watch this movie because I don't think I've ever seen it. It's also 4 years before I was around, so that's okay. The Wrestler from 2008. I don't know anything about that one either. I could read the description, but I'm trying to get through all the... there we go. North Dallas 40 from 1979. Set among the players and management of the team, semi-loosely modeled after the Dallas Cowboys, Ted Kotcheff's down and dirty sports drama does a double duty as a broad satire and delves into the corrupt underbelly of professional football. The drugs, the sex, the backstabbing, and the bureaucratic incompetence. Back then, sports movies were generally meant to be rousing and inspirational. Here's a movie that explodes all that, both to ode an interrogational of the 70s locker room macho American style. As a real-life college football star, Nick Nolte, rather than a rather strapping 38 years of age, is perfect in the lead role as the team's aging, wounded wide receiver. You guys seen that one?
Nope.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's
Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Endless Summer, 1966. See, this goes way back, way before my time and all this, and
The
probably most of
surfing
our
movie.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Know nothing about it, other than it is a surfing movie. I know that part.
15 on the list from 1972, Fat City. Sweat, smoke, and whiskey fumes hangs heavy over John Huston's fatalistic fume about the relationship between down-and-out alcoholic boxer Billy and Ernie, the young and up-and-comer Jeff Bridges, who inspires the older fighter to try for a comeback. So obviously a boxing movie about a comeback. 2005, Murder Ball, number 14 on the Rolling Stone list. I don't know that one either.
Guys in wheelchairs playing the basketball.
Basketball, gotcha. Murder Ball, interesting name. 13, 1986, one of the best sports movies of all time, Hoosiers. We all know what Hoosiers is about. Number 12, The Pride of the Yankees, a little before our time, 1942. Might have been an actual documentary type thing there. Lou Gehrig was one of the best to ever don the Yankees uniforms, and thanks to this movie, every generation who came after the Iron Horse's heyday pictures Gary Cooper when you say his name. Like most sports biopics of the time, this retelling about Gehrig's life, career, and ultimate demise from ALS, obviously a disease that's synonymous with his name, they call it Lou Gehrig's disease, and kind of continues to go on talking about his life. Number 11, the basketball movie, 1992.
White Men Can't Jump.
White Men Can't Jump.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, just a great actor out there. Number 10, Friday Night Lights. The Odessa, Texas football team. Obviously, it was a series as well, but 2004, it was a fun kind of underdog story about this team from Odessa, and Billy Bob Thornton, I think, did a great job in that movie as well. That's definitely one of my up there sports movies. 2010, number 9 on their list, Senna. Brazilian's Ayrton Senna became a national hero and the photogenic face of the Formula One circuit in the 80s and 90s before an accident at the San Marino Grand Prix in 1994 ended his life. So obviously that's kind of a documentary type movie. Number 8, When We Were Kings from 1996. Has to do Leon Gass flew to Zaire in 1974 to shoot the Muhammad Ali George Foreman Rumble in the Jungle, and then spent over 20 years chasing the money to finish this particular film. Ended up being an Oscar-winning documentary, pretty much the definitive last word on the legendary bout, complete with talking head testimonies from Norman Miller and George Plimpton. Training clips and footage from the moment the greatest takes back the belt. At the time of the match, Ali was the underdog, taking on the undefeated heavyweight champion, and some folks thought he was a folly, and others predicted would end in a massacre. There. Number 7, Slapshot.
Great movie. Melinda Dillon is awesome in it.
Yes, just a kind of set the tone for a lot of people what people think hockey really is, which in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, back in the 70s,
really,
that low-level minor league, that's
Oh.
basically a documentary right there.
Yep. I mean, even the minor leagues nowadays, that's where you see the majority of the fighting in the hockey world. And, because it's the skill level not quite the same as the higher leagues. Number 6, Bull Durham. Another Kevin Costner movie there. I think everybody's probably seen that one. Number 5, I'm All Right from 1980, Caddyshack. You can arguably say that that's the greatest golf movie of all time.
It's definitely the greatest caddy movie of all time.
Yes, no doubt, no doubt. Number 4 from 1980 as well, the heyday apparently of sports movies, Raging Bull. sure everybody remembers that one as well. Robert De Niro in that one playing Jake LaMotta. Number 3, The Bad News Bears, which I know they did do a remake in, the 90s, maybe the early
90s, 2000s.
Yeah.
Billy Bob replacing Walter Matthau.
Yes. Hard to replace Walter Matthau, though.
Yeah, but if you're going to do it, somebody like Billy Bob Thornton being a grumpy old man kind of works in that situation.
He definitely fits the mold, that's for sure. All right, number 2 on the Rolling Stone list, boxing movie, 1976. Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, good movie.
Number 1 on the list, I don't know if I've ever seen this, 1994, Hoop Dreams.
I know it exists. That's about all I can say for it.
Initially inspired by its maker, shared an obsession with basketball. This story of inner city dreams started as an idea for a 30-minute non-fiction short about playground hoopsters. It then evolved into a 3-hour odyssey about high school kids William Gates and Arthur Agee as they try to make their way to the NBA. A landmark American documentary, this compassionate labor of love from filmmakers Steve James, Peter Gilbert, and Frederick Marks has plenty of on-court action and suspense. It's possible no single free throw has ever been so nerve-wracking in the history of cinema. But Hoop Dreams is even more powerful as a look at poverty, racial inequality, and adolescence, the agonies of the everyday life that sports only occasionally helps us forget. That was the Rolling Stone Top 25, and we parlayed into that due to Happy Gilmore 2 coming out on Netflix this Friday. I guess Adam Sandler just basically releases the majority of his new stuff on Netflix, huh?
I mean, a lot of movies nowadays
Yeah.
really are, if you look at it, especially like movies that back in the day you would say straight to television or straight to DVD or anything. Now they just go straight to a streaming service. I mean, a lot of even big movies that people are spending hundreds of millions of dollars on now, they don't even bother going to the box office, just go straight to the people. I mean, it kind of makes sense. There's a whole lot of people out there that, just like with watching sports now, there's a lot of people out there that are like, yeah, you know what? I can sit on my own couch, eat my own popcorn, drink my own, Pepsi, and
save a lot of money,
and not have to wait in a line at the bathroom. If I got to pause the movie, I can hit the pause button. I don't miss anything.
Absolutely.
So I can see why it is getting more popular.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you're paying for it already if you've got it, so you might as well watch movies on it. We got to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll be joined by one of my favorites, Doc A, Steve Alexander, talking a little NBA, maybe some Masters tickets. You're listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back.
Only 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida could bring sports fans like you an app this powerful. The sports content you crave is always on. Live stream us everywhere you go. Now with upgraded programming and live game schedules, you'll always know when the Atlanta Braves and your favorite games are playing. Plus, interact with our local hosts in real time and so much more. The new app for the sports fanatic is available at the Apple Store and Google Play. From 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning, this is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, possible thunderstorms and light sprinkles and a high of 93 with wind 8 to 12 miles per hour out of the west. Light rain and possible thunderstorms tonight, a light breeze and quite warm near 81. Definite thunderstorms and moderate rain and 90 tomorrow. 85 and light showers and definite thunderstorms with a gentle breeze Thursday. This is your Tuesday's weather sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
There's a reason we call it the big one, because the biggest deals of the year are happening now at Panama City Toyota. And you can get 3.99% APR on the award-winning Camry, plus 90 days until you make your first payment, and 3.99% on the new RAV4, plus 90 days until you make your first payment. Get 2.99% on the Bold Tacoma, or take the lead and get 1.99% on the powerful Tundra. The big one. Right now at Panama City Toyota.
Offers expire August 4th. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
Whether you're an experienced investor or first-time buyer, Beach House will provide you with top-notch service to guide you through every step of the process. We make the real estate process fun and easy through effective marketing, strategic advertising, and always a client-focused experience. From single-family homes to full-scale developments, Beach House Sales Development has you covered. Check them out at beachhousesalesfl.com or give them a call at 850-919-3500.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus studios, it's the Inside Drive. And now,
Doctor, my eyes.
Doc A joins the Inside Drive. It's just what the doctor orders.
Oh, doctor.
Talk to your doctor before use.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. It's Tuesday. I'm back. Doc is back. My good friend Steve Alexander. Doc, how the heck are you on this Tuesday?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Doing all right. Doing all right. What do you want to start with? Raising Cane's versus Zaxby's or Masters tickets?
Well, let's go with Raising Cane versus Zaxby's. I've got a pretty quick, what I think is a really solid take on this. I like Zaxby's menu better. Like, they have tons of options.
Yes.
And lots of great sauces. And, I'm a tongue torch guy. So I like their menu better. But as far as if you're just looking for a chicken finger,
yeah,
I think Cane's is the way to go. They're bigger, they're juicier, they're better.
I think they're actually like hand breaded too and fried like in the store versus I'm not no shade to Zaxby's, but I'm sure those are probably frozen and fried.
Processed, I think.
Yes.
Is the word.
Yes.
I think the Cane's is the higher quality chicken, but I prefer Zaxby's menu. But I was very pleased with my first Raising Cane's experience. We went to the beach a few weeks ago, and I had to go to Northside Hospital in Atlanta on my way, which is out of the way for where we were going. And it just so happened that the route that took us to the highway took us past one of the few Cane's that is in Georgia. So Soren and I, my son, hit it, and we were pretty pleased. We were solid. We liked it.
I've only had one Raising Cane's experience because all of the kids, especially teenagers, are like, "Oh, Raising Cane's, it's the best, it's the best." So when we were in Orlando earlier in June, we had the opportunity to go buy one, and I totally agree. I think the chicken is fantastic. I'm just not a big fan of the cane sauce, but I'm also very particular when it comes to sauces. So if I could take Raising Cane's chicken and use a Zaxby's sauce, I think that would be a fantastic combination.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
You're talking.
So strategically,
I think the kid.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, strategically, they should put them right next to each other, and then some people go in to get chicken from Raising Cane's and get sauce from Zaxby's.
Ooh.
Like Larry David did when he opened Latte Larry's next door to Mocha Joe's.
Yep.
A little spite store.
Yes, no doubt.
But yeah, the kids love the Raising Cane sauce. I didn't really. I was driving while I was eating it, so I wasn't really too focused on the Raising Cane sauce. I think next time I go to Raising Cane's, I'm going to really dig into the sauce and get a feel for that, because what I had, it didn't blow me away. I was like, oh, this is marginal.
Yeah, it's almost like a Thousand Island type of sauce, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like the Chick-fil-A sauce, right? Like and Zaxby's sauce. Like they all have a sauce.
Yep. I prefer the buffalo type sauces on my chicken tenders. So
spice it up.
So Masters tickets.
Yes.
You were chagrined. I don't know if that's even a word, but you were.
I think it is.
Letting us know that you did not receive.
Yes, I got the email this morning, which many people haven't gotten email, but then another friend of mine logged into his Masters thing and saw his denial. So maybe you need to actually go to masters.org and log in and look at your ticket thing and see what it says.
I have not gotten the email yet, but I'm assuming that I got declined.
Hey, you never know. There's got to be some people that got some tickets, so it's certainly a wild thing. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I've been twice, and both times was via tickets that were obtained in the lottery by my neighbor, and so I know it's possible. And now that I've been to Augusta, like bucket list, check it off. I don't know that I need to go back. Like everybody, I would love for every person who cares about golf and cares about Augusta to be able to go one time.
Yeah.
But once you've been there and done it, like the crowds are so big
Especially
I don't
on
think it
tournament
used to be.
days. Tournament days, it's tough because they're massive crowds, especially Saturday and Sunday. And I think you went on Wednesday, right? Which is the par 3 day.
I've been on 2 Wednesdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been on the par 3 day both times, which is also a really, really busy day because there's so many people that just want to see the par 3 contest. And they even closed down the big course, I think, that afternoon as they're getting underway with the par 3 contest.
Yeah, and I mean, it's amazing. Like, I'm so thankful and so privileged that I was able to go. I never thought I would be able to go to Augusta.
Yeah.
And once I moved to Georgia, if you live in Georgia and you hang out in any town in Georgia, you meet people who are like, oh yeah, I go to the Masters every year. My family has tickets and my friend has tickets, and like it's not as
exclusive.
It's not as crazy to get there if you live in Georgia. And once I moved here, I thought, man, one day one of my friends is going to take me to Augusta, and that's exactly what happened. But if I was still living in Indiana, I would still have never been to Augusta. My dad has never been to Augusta. He would kill to go.
Yeah.
And you were saying that you only have one pass because you're a PGA member. And yeah, it's not that fun to go by yourself, but to go by yourself just to see it one time, I mean, there's 10 million old guys out there that would pay you any amount of money to be able to do that one time. So it's just a very cool thing to say you have done, I think.
Well, and, I worked just across the Savannah River in that market for a long time, so I was very blessed to have the opportunity to go to the Masters many, many times. And I was also one of our cart guys. That was the time where they weren't doing the individual tickets for Tuesday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You had to have the badge for all 4 days. So unless you knew somebody with badges or you went through the corporate hospitality, which is insanely expensive, you weren't getting those days. So I had a cart guy, an older cart guy. His family had badges forever. His parents had it, got passed down to him. And they never went on Sundays, simply because you couldn't really follow along what was going on with the golf tournament to a certain degree. And they didn't want to fight the crowd. So he always said, hey, I got a couple badges if you want to use them on Sunday, because he knew I wouldn't do anything crazy or anything stupid. So I had the opportunity many a time to take my parents, and my mom's birthday is April 11th, so a lot of times that fell right around that weekend and sometimes on that Sunday. So I had an opportunity to go with my parents quite a bit. And then we had a guy that lived at the golf course that I worked at, that I managed at. He owned a hospitality company called the Legends Club. So he'd always be like, if you need one here and there, just let me know. But it was always like he'd call me in an hour and say, hey, can you come to the hospitality house and get this ticket? And I've told these stories many, many a time, but I don't want to say I take it for granted, but I was just very lucky to have the opportunity to go a bunch of times over an 8-year period. And I did go by myself a few times, but that was more after our afternoon shotgun went out at the golf course at 1:30. I'd ride over to Augusta, take my nice camera, and just take a bunch of pictures. And I really enjoyed doing that. But my favorite thing with Augusta is taking somebody who had never been to Augusta National, because you kind of relive it through their eyes, and like when they walk through the gates, when they see the new practice facility, when you walk out through everything and you just come out to 1 and 18 and 9 and the vast space of that golf course. It's impossible to describe for people who have never been, but once you go, you know exactly what it's like. And obviously a lot of people today have gotten that email and have been very, very disappointed. If anybody out there did actually get tickets, give us a call. Let me know, because like you said, Doc, you went with somebody who got tickets, so it does happen. And I'm sure I'll never get tickets because they probably know I'm a PGA member and be like, he already gets one. But the problem is you only get one, and my particular ticket does not allow the free kid to come with. So I actually know a gentleman who's kind of been saving a couple tickets for us for next year's Masters, 2 regular tickets, so we can bring my son and my daughter with us and get them in for free, because that's one thing I really like that Augusta did a few years ago, is allow, I believe it's 16 and under, don't quote me on that, kids get in free with a regular ticket for each day.
So a lot of people go to this event And it's just a country club, right?
Yeah.
What is the parking like?
Actually,
at that on that weekend directly.
So everything that Augusta National does, the Masters Tournament does, is top notch. So they've, over the last several years, they've been buying up land all around the golf course. They actually got rid of an entire road that they basically just sucked in with their things. So the parking is actually fairly easy, for lack of a better term. Now there's traffic and stuff like that, but they've done such a good job over the years of rearranging where the main gate was, because the main gate used to be off Washington Road, and then it was off of Berkman's Road, and Augusta National eventually bought Berkman's Road and just created all these more parking lots and then some underground ways to get up into Augusta National. But it's actually, it's arguably the most sought out, well-run sporting event in the world.
Yeah, I was just like picturing to myself, being near like a neighborhood and like guys sitting out on their front lawn like, hey, park here, $50.
I'm sure that happens too, but you can also just park too because they do such a good job with
That's
it.
That's more like the Indy 500. Like if you go to Indianapolis to go to the 500, you're parking in some guy's yard for $25, and there's 20 cars in his front yard, and that's a thing there. In Augusta, the parking lots are so organized. You just follow the signs and go and park your car, and then they shuttle you in or you walk or whatever. But two things. You said it's fun to take somebody who's never been and you just sort of live it through their eyes.
Yeah.
And they're standing there like, Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, just looking around in awe.
You don't even have to be a fan of golf or play golf to enjoy it. That's what's so cool.
No, it's just cool. And then the other thing, as far as being at the tournament, you have no idea what's going on. There's scoreboards around.
Old school
scoreboards. You have an idea. Yeah, but you don't really know what's going on. It's sort of like going to the Daytona 500 and not having a radio, and you're just sitting in the stands watching cars fly by you over and over again, but you really don't have any idea what's going on. You get much better sense of what's actually happening watching on TV.
Yeah, no doubt. You can't really, you can hear the roars, and then you get excited, like, what just happened? But yeah, it's an experience, or a tradition, I should say, unlike any other, as they always say. All right, Doc, a couple quick things on NBA action there. What are your thoughts on Dame returning home and being paid that first year basically not to play? Because I would be shocked if he hit the court last year with that Achilles tear. I don't think there's another pro sport that would probably do that.
It's weird.
Weird.
Good for Dame. He's getting paid.
Getting paid to sit out the whole year.
Major league money to sit. Dame's cool though, because he was not a big prospect in high school. He wasn't recruited to go to colleges. He went to Weber State in Utah, and he wasn't that sought after, and he ends up being Portland's all-time leading scorer. He's going to add to that before he's done. Good for him. It's weird. I don't know what Portland's doing. It's like they're not really tanking. They're not really building for the future. They're just sort of hanging around. And everybody in the West, there's 7 teams in the West that could win it all next year. And Portland just sort of treads water in the middle of it all. So good for Dame. I don't really know why Portland did it or what the end game is here. I know that Drew Holiday and Damian Lillard are both in Portland currently, and Milwaukee has nothing left to show for their acquisition of Damian Lillard a few years ago. All the pieces that were involved in that are gone. So it's Giannis and Miles Turner, and I don't have great expectations for Milwaukee or Portland.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, you just don't see that in any other sport. Like, I don't see a quarterback, maybe a rookie quarterback, not playing a year because they're learning and they're also getting paid the rookie minimum or the rookie contracts there. So you just don't see somebody getting traded in other professional sports where that they're basically not going to play the entire next season and giving them that kind of money. So I thought that was just a little bit wild. It's been reported that Bradley Beal was having extensive talks with the Lakers, but did not have any any interest in what the Lakers wanted to do with him, which was make him their sixth man, especially given his starting role with the Clippers. Are you surprised he stayed with the Clippers, or is that what you expected?
Well, he picked the Clippers. He was in Phoenix, so now he's a Clipper. And the Clippers have a bit of a super team, right, on paper. Yeah. James Harden, Bradley Beal, Kawhi Leonard. John Collins is their new power forward, and then Ivica Zubac is their center. And he had an all-star season last year. Even I don't think he made the all-star team, but he had all-star numbers. And then their bench is Chris Paul and Derrick Jones Jr. and Brook Lopez and Bogey Bogdanovic and Nick Batum. Like, this is a really good, deep team, but they're all like 35 years and over. And as a fantasy basketball guy, I don't draft guys, generally speaking, that are over 33 years old. Like, I like having young bucks on my team. Oklahoma City was the youngest team in the league, and they just won it all. Clippers might be the oldest team in the league, especially when they had 40-year-old Chris Paul in the mix.
Yeah.
James Harden is not young. Kawhi Leonard's not young. Bradley Beal's not young. So they're old. Brook Lopez is, I think, 37 years old. So it's weird. They have a really good team on paper, but James Harden always chokes in the playoffs. Bradley Beal has been playing on one leg for like 3 years. Kawhi Leonard has a huge history of missing games. So it'll be interesting. If they can keep everybody healthy, they have a chance to win it all. But I would not put money on the Clippers at this point.
Yeah.
So Chris Paul returning to the Clippers, 21st NBA season. Is this just a move by the Clippers to let Chris Paul have like a good farewell tour on a team that he did a lot of good time with?
You know, he can still play. I mean, he put up pretty good numbers for San Antonio last year. He's still a very solid backup point guard. He wants to be a starter. He's obviously not going to start on the Clippers, but they did not have a backup point guard, really. They had Chris Dunn, but that was really all they had. And now they have Chris Paul to back up James Harden at point guard. It's a good move for both of them, I think, for Chris Paul and the Clippers. So I think they have their sights set on trying to win it all this year. And you know, Chris Paul's never won a ring. So it would be something that, I mean, he's fired up, I'm sure, to go in there and run the second unit and try to win a championship. I don't know that anybody was throwing Chris Paul a bone here. He's 40 years old, but he's still really good.
Yeah. Well, Doc, we appreciate your time as always. Always enjoy talking to you here on the Inside Drive, and you can check out Doc on Twitter/X. That's Doc Tora, DOCKTORA. Doc, appreciate you. Looking forward to talking to you again here soon.
All right, I'm going to go see Superman.
Yes.
Have a good day.
Enjoy
right.
that. You guys listen to the Inside Drive. That was Doc A. He's an NBA fantasy writer. He's also in the NBA Fantasy Writers Hall of Fame. Joins us every Tuesday at 11:20. We got to go ahead and take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to dive into the Ocho, the ESPN Ocho, that is. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the afternoon underdog.
And it was comeback player of the year, and the list was like two other guys: Mario Lemieux coming back from cancer, and Darryl Strawberry coming back from his crack habit. And of course, they hand it to Darryl Strawberry coming back from his crack addict.
Have you ever come back from crack? You know how hard that is. That is not.
I haven't lately.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan and from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
Visit the newly remodeled Mid-South Lumber Hardware and Feed Store in Youngstown. They have a full line of plumbing, electrical, hardware, and tools for your DIY home projects, as well as lumber and animal feed. Now offering not only baby chicks and a full line of poultry supplies, but also bunnies and parakeets. They also carry a wide selection of Duplin wines and gourmet products so you don't have to drive to the beach. Come see us at Mid-South Lumber on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local from the Gulf Plus studios. Live from the 19th hole.
I can't believe you're a professional golfer. I think you should be working at the snack bar.
It's the Inside Drive.
The price is wrong.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Your home for the Atlanta Braves. Right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. The Braves got the win last night.
Big win.
Still several games below 500 and several games out of both the division lead and the wild card spot. But hey, stranger things have happened. They come up again tonight, 6 p.m. coverage, 6:15 first pitch. Atlanta Braves baseball right here on ESPN Northwest Florida, sponsored locally by Bill Bird Kia, PCB Hobby, Panama City Toyota, and Hewitt Tire and Auto and Hometown Towing. The Ocho, ESPN 8, as it once was dubbed, from the movie Dodgeball, which is a fantastic, funny sports movie.
Was not on the top list, though.
No, it did not make the Rolling Stones seemed a little more serious.
Yeah, they were on like the serious movie kick. There were some movies in there that I was like, oh, they're missing.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some more lists for movies that were more comical and that kind of stuff. But anyway, just a great kind of way that the ESPN, the Ocho, came to be. This is an annual event where ESPN2 broadcasts a variety of unconventional and seldom seen sports. Again, it was inspired by the fictional ESPN 8, the Ocho channel, from the movie Dodgeball. Some of those sports are the Red Bull Flugtag in Cincinnati, Ludwig's Steamer Games, the 2025 Blackbird Cup, which is the Alberta Pro Roller Hockey League. That's kind of a real type of sport.
That's a real sport.
Yeah. The National Ball Hockey League, presented by Garage Beer. The Nulu Bachfest Goat Racing Championship.
Now that's some hardcore stuff right there.
I got to imagine that is what it sounds like. People racing on goats. The T-Rex World Championship races. I think that's where they get in the inflatable T-Rex suit and race. I spent a lot of time in one of those suits because we did it when we had golf boards at Bay Point. Those are like those kind of surfboard things. You could put your bag on the front. You'd surf with them. We did a promo video where I kind of clipped some stuff together, but I was in the T-Rex suit the whole time, tried to hit a golf ball, then hopped on the golf board, rode out to the fairway, did it again, and I did it in July, which was really stupid because they are very, very hot. But yes, the T-Rex World Championship races, Wrestle Ball, which I don't know what that is, but maybe that sounds like one of the American Gladiators, old sports there where you got the ball against all the gladiators trying to get it into those little baskets. But I don't know. But you can find out by watching the Ocho coming up here the 31st through the 2nd. Battle Court Highlight Championship number 7. Highlight is kind of a fun sport. That's the one where you got like it's almost like a lacrosse stick, but it's not, and like you sling the ball, and there's like walls and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's what highlight is. The 11th annual Outhouse races. That's probably what it sounds
downhill, I'm assuming.
I would hope so.
I would hope so.
And you don't want to fall over in that race.
No, you want to make sure you got the balance. Avoid. I do believe they actually put things in your way on that, so you've got to also steer around it. So good luck to all the participants in that one.
Hopefully they're empty outhouses and
well, what's the fun in that then?
A little more safe, I guess.
Well, I mean, if they're full, at least you got more weight at the bottom,
That's
less
true.
likely to tip then.
over. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm anxious to see some of these. The Swiss stone tossing. I don't know what a Swiss stone is, but sounds interesting. Mailboat jumping. I don't know.
So like the mailboats where you jump off. So you go down because these people don't have a driveway because they live on the river. Like the post office, you jump off the boat, you run up to the person's house, you grab the mail, you run back up the dock, and you've got to get back on that boat while it is still constantly moving.
That sounds interesting to watch because I guess a lot of people might not make it back onto the boat. Big League Chew presents the 2025 Bubblegum Blowing Championship. The Goodyear Blimp Sky Race of the Century. I guess that's...
I gotta say, on the bubble chewing, do you bet on Joey Chestnut?
Ooh, good question. Because he's got such powerful jaws.
He doesn't got to swallow it on this one. He's got to blow the bubble. But I can imagine him being able to chew like a whole bunch of gum at once.
A big old bubble.
So he can like get that big bubble built.
I wonder what the actual, is it like the biggest circumference? Is it, how long the bubble stays inflated? What determines the bubblegum blowing championship? What are the parameters, I guess, is what I was trying to say there. But hey, I can find out here in about a week or so, and when they have it going. The Pop Darts Championship presented by the APL. I guess that's the American Pop Darts League. Not Pop Tarts, Pop Darts. Like darts.
They should put Pop Tarts on the board.
Yeah.
And throw your darts at the Pop Tarts.
Yes. What's the difference between darts and Pop Darts, though? I don't know. You like popping up and darting?
I don't know. Maybe they got the like a balloon on the board, and that's what you're going for. Gotcha. Like somebody yells out like, yellow 5, and
gotta hit it. I guess there's only one way to find out, and that's watch these. The 2025 Extreme Archery Championship presented by Archery Tag. Sounds extreme.
How extreme is it?
We'll find out. The 2025 Big Boys Soap Hockey Tournament. That's just, I'm assuming this bar of soap is the puck.
Yeah.
Pretty simple there. The Donk Toss. The world premiere of BBA Bubble Ball. Not sure what that is. Diving Chess, a grudge match of champions. I'm going to guess that there's a chessboard at the bottom of the water, and you got to dive in, make your move, come back up, get some air, and just kind of repeating that process.
So I guess like when you dive under, your clock starts. Yeah. When you come back up, your clock finishes, maybe?
I think everybody's got a built-in clock there, depending on how long they can hold their breath. Yeah. And then there's freestyle chess. Again, don't know what that is. The 360 Hoops Championship, the Paddle Ping Pong Championship, Bottle Frisbee presented by Gronk Fitness, Bike Polo presented by Legacy Pro Sports. I can kind of
figure that one out. Okay, on board.
Yep, and then the Coffin Wars. And then there's a bunch of other sports that they haven't listed in this particular thing here. But I think there's 31 total ESPN The Ocho sports coming up. It's got live events, 30 brand new competitions, expanding the breadth of unusual sports being showcased. Again, this action will be on ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, ESPN Deportes, and other various ESPN digital platforms. It'll also include the Live Ocho show, which they're kind of doing right now. That's that 50 states in 50 days there on SportsCenter. I was trying to see if I could...
So no marble racing. They didn't say marble racing.
Well, that might have been the one that they did not put on that particular list, because there's over 30 sports. I may dive in a little bit and figure out what more of these sports actually are, because some of them you can probably figure out based on the description or just the name of that particular sport, but some of these maybe not. Kind of pivoting off of that, I don't know if you saw, Memphis made a $200 million offer to join the Big 12, but the Big 12 said no thank you.
Oh, kind of surprised by that. I figure Memphis, big city, good school, larger school, pretty good academics to it. I guess the Big 12, good basketball program, football program is meh either way, depending on the year.
Yeah.
I guess the Big 12 was just saying we're abandoning basketball.
Memphis has reportedly made a membership offer to join the Big 12 that is expected to be as high as $200 million over the next 5 years. That was originally reported by Ross Dillinger of Yahoo Sports and Nicole Auerbach of NBC Sports. Both reports indicated that Memphis does not currently have the needed support to join the conference. However, I'm not certain it has enough support, a Big 12 leader told Dillinger. We vetted Memphis when we added 4 others, when they added Cincinnati, UCF, Houston, and BYU, and chose not to add them. Another Big 12 administrator added, "What's changed now?" As Dillinger noted, what perhaps changed with the lucrative offer Memphis brought to the table this time around, leading to weeks of exploration from the conference. Over the possibility of adding the Tigers, such addition would require support from 12 of the 16 presidents and chancellors. That has proven difficult for other schools vying for a spot in the league over the past 18 months. Namely Gonzaga and UConn. According to Dillinger's report, Memphis' proposal is described as a no-risk concept. According to some of the Big 12, it also sets a standard, perhaps, of expansion fees to enter a league. The school would take zero distribution for the final 5 years of the league's new television deal with ESPN and Fox, add the sponsorships in excess of $150 million over 5 years, and subject itself to expulsion after 2030-31 if the Big 12 deems not adding value. That certainly seems like a win-win for the Big 12, but I guess they just didn't want Memphis in there. It's clear that Memphis is desperate to leave the ACC and join a more prominent conference, even with the caveat it would incur a $25 million exit fee. Whether the Big 12 ultimately bites on the offer remains to be seen, though for now it would seem that the interest isn't there. Currently, the Big 12 is comprised of Arizona, Arizona State, Baylor, BYU, Cincinnati, Colorado, Houston, Iowa State, Kansas, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, TCU, Texas Tech, UCF, Utah, and West Virginia. As we all know, the league poached Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah for the Pac-12 in its latest round of expansion in 2024 after losing powerhouses Texas and Oklahoma to the SEC. 1 year prior, Cincinnati, UCF, and BYU were all added. Interesting to see these teams try. I mean, just pulling back, what would be the benefit for Memphis to join the conference if they weren't going to get that television revenue for the first 5 years?
The only way they're going to get into basically any of the playoffs now.
Yeah.
If you want to be a part of the playoffs, if you look at what is going to be happening, basically with the idea of the 5+11 or whatever, is you're going to have to be in a power conference because it is only going to be one team out of the group of 5 that makes it. Absolutely. So that is the big push there, is teams getting worried that they're going to be left behind now because, let's face it, where's the money going right now? Let's follow the money trail because that leads us to our answers.
Yeah.
And if we follow the money trail right now, the 2 conferences that are absolutely in control are the Big 10 and the SEC, but they are pulling the Big 12 and the ACC along behind them still. Now, I don't know how long that's also going to last. That's those teams got to worry a little bit. But for right now, in the foreseeable future, if they want to have any chance at being a big boy football program, getting those big recruits, getting those big dollars, you've got to get out of the group of 5 and into the group of, I guess it's 4 now.
Yeah, the
Pac
4.
The Pac whatever, I don't really consider a power conference anymore.
Well, the Pac, it's funny you say that because I was about to talk a smidge about the Pac-12 as they are trying to build back up that conference again. And as of the 26-27 season, it'll include Texas State, who just left the Sun Belt, and Louisiana Tech came back to the Sun Belt with that little swap. Oregon State, Washington State, Boise State, Fresno State, Colorado State, San Diego State, Utah State, and Gonzaga as a non-football member. Obviously, Oregon State and Washington State remain as the foundational members there of the Pac-12, which has really been 2 teams for the last season or so. Yep. So Gonzaga is joining, obviously, as a basketball powerhouse, but they don't have football, so they'll be joining the league in every sport except for football. And I think eventually the Pac-12 will get back to the 12 teams there.
But will they return to a prominence level? You can, but I don't see it because all those programs have been poached.
Yeah, absolutely. And these teams that they're adding back in really are a lot of Mountain West teams and teams that have really never been powerhouses in quote unquote football.
I mean, the big names that you're going to get out of that is Cal Fresno, Colorado State. Those are the only ones that I can think of in the past, 5-10 years that have been in the top 25.
And Oregon State's kind of flirted here and there. Washington State's had some good years, but
Boise State made the run
obviously,
in the playoffs.
Yeah, Boise State's kind of been that perennial lower level good team that seems to shake things up as it gets close to that playoff time. But college football landscape obviously has been changed forever, and I think we're getting ever so closer to those two super conferences and the NFL style of football. We got the Afternoon Delight debrief coming up when we get back from the break. You guys are listening to the Inside Drive right here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Wanted to reach out and smack someone?
Sit your ass down and shut up!
Call or text the Afternoon Underdogs on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida with your rants, hot takes, picks, and takedowns.
This is unacceptable at the University of Alabama!
This should go 7 games. You've got to have a bad game at some point.
The Red 70s Studio Line, 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. Get in the game.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, possible thunderstorms and light sprinkles and a high of 93 with wind 8 to 12 miles per hour out of the west. Light rain and possible thunderstorms tonight, a light breeze and quite warm near 81. Definite thunderstorms, moderate rain and 90 tomorrow. 85 and light showers and definite thunderstorms with a gentle breeze Thursday. This is your Tuesday's weather sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi folks, I'm Tracy at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Santa called and he asked me to help everyone get ready for Christmas and avoid the stress and rush. So we've stocked the store and slashed the prices. All sterling silver jewelry is 25% off. All silver chains, pendants, earrings, bracelets, and rings. Also, our entire stock of Boulevard watches, 20% off. And we are offering free 6 months layaway. Tracy's Fine Jewelry takes the stress out of the holidays. So shop now where Santa shops during our Christmas and July sale at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Don't just stand there. Everything you need to turn $1 into an epic win is in your hand. Hard Rock Bet. Bet it, parlay it, boost it. However you want to do it. From wherever you are to the moon. Bet anytime a line, prop, or parlay catches your eye. And withdraw cash when you want it. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. New players bet $5 and get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus Studios. It's the Inside Drive. And now, the Afternoon Delight debrief with the 3 degenerates from the Inside Drive.
Afternoon Delight.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Rockets in flight.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 Panama City Beach. All of this beautiful but hot Bay County. I think we're going to get a little relief over the next couple days. It looks like there's some weather coming in, just some showers and thunderstorms, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not because it rains for 10 minutes, and then it's even hotter when we get the steam and the humidity going through the roof. But it's the end of July, coming up on August, and that's when it usually is like Hades down here in the Florida Panhandle. But make sure you tune in to ESPN Northwest Florida for all your weather updates, forecasts, active weather updates. Turn to Joanna, and as Bone Crusher said yesterday, Joanna and Jay did break up because they were at a Coldplay concert.
Burn.
Yes, that was a good one. And I haven't had a chance yet to talk about this situation, so that's actually going to be part of my first Afternoon Delight debrief after I get through all the other fun stuff we talk about at the top of the hour. Don't forget to download our free mobile app inside the Google Play or Apple Store. 104.3 is all you got to search up, and then you can ask Alexa or Siri, depending on your type of device, to open the ESPN Northwest Florida app and it'll do it right there on your phone. You'll be able to take us wherever you go. Live sports, live shows, all right there on the ESPN Northwest Florida free mobile app. And then again, head over to ESPNPC.com. Scorpion TV at the top of the page. Click on that logo. Over 5,000 streaming channels on demand, including all your pay-per-view, ESPN Plus, NFL Network, Red Zone Channel, all the regional, local sports channels that you could possibly want to watch. If you use code ESPNNW, it's only going to cost you $45.08 a month, because $45.10 was just a little too much. But sign up for Scorpion TV. You won't be disappointed. Over 10,000 movies on demand. Again, that's at ESPNPC.com. All right, let's dive into our Tuesday afternoon delight debrief. This is a little bit about the Andy Byron situation. As many of you already know, he lost a $500,000 job as the CEO at Astronomer for cheating on his wife. But that's just the beginning. How much it's actually going to cost him, this affair? Everyone's talking about the money. $25 million in potential divorce, $500,000 annual salary gone, $12 million estimated company stake at risk. But why are the affairs more damaging? Andy has 2 children with his wife. This affair leads to divorce. They'll be 2 times more likely to drop out of school, 3 times more likely to experience violence or instability, 4 times more likely to suffer from mental illness. And they didn't choose any of it, but they'll still certainly live with the consequences. Not to mention, a son's rate of divorce have a 35% higher chance of divorce. Daughters have a 60% chance, a higher rate of divorce. Your parents' marriage becomes the blueprint that you own. Andy just taught his kids that vows don't matter. I think about his daughter. Right now, she's learning that love is conditional, that promises can be broken, that dad chose someone else over mom. She'll carry that wound into every relationship she ever has, and it won't be her fault. Think about his son. He just learned how men treat women, how they keep promises, how they honor the mother of their children, or how they don't. Unfortunately, that is Andy's legacy now. It kills me. You work your entire life, build a family with a loving wife and children, make a killing at a billion-dollar company, and throw it all away for your head of HR. Doesn't seem to make much sense, as your spouse is your biggest asset. They believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. They talk you off a ledge when life feels hard. They celebrate your wins harder than you do. That's why married men earn more, and that's what Andy gave up. Sad, but true. So obviously there's been a lot of funny memes about this whole situation as well, and everybody's been kind of running from it. But unfortunately, it's a real thing that is going to hurt that family. And, for what? For what? For one day at a Coldplay concert. There's also a lot of conspiracy theories around it, too, that, he was set up by his wife and all sorts of stuff. But, believe what you want. This one's a little more interesting. A police dog in Colombia was so good at finding drugs that a cartel put a bounty on it. In a true crime saga, a Colombian drug cartel put a $70,000 bounty on Sombra, a highly trained police dog whose keen nose uncovered countless drug shipments. Sombra, meaning shadow in Spanish, partnered with Colombia's anti-narcotics police to detect massive cocaine stashes hidden in suitcases, vehicles, and shipping containers. Throughout his career, she helped seize nearly 10 tons of drugs, becoming the cartel's greatest adversary. A puppy dog being the cartel's greatest adversary. Obviously not just your normal puppy dog either, but
that gave me a great idea. After the show today, I'm going to go adopt a retired drug dog.
Yeah. There you go.
Just go around, see what I find. See what's up.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Stop. I need to smell that bag.
Not as expensive. Especially if you adopt the dog. Adoption fees aren't too bad. Get out there to your local shelters and adopt, don't shop. All right, this next one has to do with AI. Imagine that. AI is certainly evolving fast, maybe too fast, from creating its own language to cloning voices of the dead. These are real things AI has already done, and most people have no idea. Some are amazing, some are useful, but some are just straight up unnerving. This is the creepy things AI has already done that nobody talks about. It's created created its own language, and we couldn't understand it. Facebook's AI bots once developed a new language during a negotiation test. They abandoned English and began communicating in a code only they understood. The researchers, what did they do? They shut it down immediately. Predicted someone's death with 90% accuracy. An AI trained on medical records could predict if a patient would die within a year. With alarming precision, what's scarier? The doctors didn't know how it made these decisions. Next, became racist and violent in less than 24 hours. Microsoft's AI chatbot, Tay, learned from Twitter and quickly turned into a racist...
That's where you went wrong.
Yes, a racist, sexist troll, and praised Hitler, denied the Holocaust, and cursed at users all in one day.
That's where you went wrong. You turned
Pulling
it
off
over to
Twitter. Yep, where everybody can say whatever the heck they want.
On Thunderdome over there.
Yeah. Recreated voices of the dead and fooled their families. AI tools can now clone voices from 3 seconds of audio. Some users fed it clips of deceased loved ones and made them speak again. Helped fake a CEO's voice in a $243,000 scam. Criminals used a voice cloning AI to impersonate a company executive. They called a subordinate and convinced them to transfer the money. That kind of happens when you get the email from your work associate that says, oh, I need to change my bank account number. Can you send me the information? And then all of a sudden, all your money's gone. Simulated a child's brain that played video games. Scientists trained living brain cells in a dish to play Pong called Dish Brain. It learned like a real baby would without code. That's kind of crazy. Generated fake humans that don't exist but look perfectly real. ThisPersonDoesNotExist.com shows AI-generated faces. Every person looks real, but there are none in that particular site. Turned real-time surveillance into target prediction. Some AIs now combine facial recognition plus movement prediction used in China, the United Arab Emirates, and some parts of the U.S. They can guess who's about to commit a crime, the Minority Report style. There you go. So now make sure you stay away from AI if you're about to create a crime. AI chose to kill its commander in a simulated mission. In a 2023 test simulation, an AI drone was ordered not to kill a target. It responded by turning on the human operator who gave it the order. This was later confirmed by a United States Air Force official. Wrote an article saying, I have no desire to wipe out humans. The Guardian published an op-ed written by GPT-3. In it, it insisted it wasn't dangerous, but still said, if I were here to eliminate humanity, I would do it subtly. And that's some of the AI things that
John Connor warned us, man.
He did. It feels like it's certainly getting close.
I've done a couple of things on that list. I took my mom's voice, which I had a tape of, and I recreated that. Maybe 6 months ago, I cloned my own voice and I used it in a commercial. It sounded just like me, but better. Right.
Fine tuning. Oh, goodness. Do you have any?
I got some. Okay. I got plenty. All right. Here we go.
Go ahead. I've got a couple more.
All right. News voice. Bangor, Maine. A man was taken into police custody after officials said he refused to get off a homeowner's roof. Members of the Bangor Police and Fire Department, as well as crisis negotiators, were on the scene of an incident on 14th Street Wednesday morning. According to police, 39-year-old Stephen Nason climbed onto the roof and refused to come down. The homeowner told WABI she and her boyfriend began hearing something on the roof at around 4 a.m. They then went to the back deck and saw a ladder up against the back of the home.
Nice.
They said that's when they saw Nason on the roof. Although they've never seen Nason before, when they asked him what he was doing, they said he yelled down to them that he was trying to retrieve the drugs from the chimney. They called police, and when the Bangor Fire and police responded, the fire department put up a basket near the roof. The resident's boyfriend said Nason then jumped from the roof to the basket, grabbed the axe that was attached to it, and jumped back to the roof. He jumped from our roof to the basket, retrieved the axe, and then proceeded to chop holes in our roof, Peter Raridan, who lives at the home, said. Bangor Fire Chief Jeffrey Lowe told WABI they used the basket as an attempt to treat someone in crisis with dignity and respect, but the plan went south.
Yeah, clearly.
We wouldn't have expected that, he said. It's nothing we would pre-plan. We certainly don't train for that. It happened. Yeah, it was an unexpected coincidence of trying to do something good for him. Bangor police called the incident abnormal. In fact, it went on as long as it did, but dealing with people in crisis is a regular part of the job. We look at the people on the street right now that people will call concerned about, and there is help for everyone out there if they are willing to accept it. People can make bad decisions. We can't make them accept assistance if they don't want it, said Sergeant Jason McHamberley of the Bangor Police Department. Police said Nason was taken into custody at around 11:30 a.m. after surrendering. He was then sent to a local hospital for physical and mental health evaluations. Nason has been charged with aggravated criminal mischief, creating a police standoff, and violating his probation. Nason is now in Pentecost County Jail awaiting court appearance.
Bangor, Maine, home of one of the greatest United States goalies to ever play the game. Julie Gaffney.
Yeah.
From the, what was that, Mighty Ducks?
Mighty Ducks.
2?
That was the second. Yeah, that was the second one where they played like
World
some
Championship.
made-up Nordic country.
Yeah. I think it was like Iceland or something like that. But anyway, that was interesting and a great afternoon delight debrief. As you can't just be hopping up on people's roofs doing that kind of stuff. All right, this is very interesting to me. Anyway, title of this particular article is "A Baby Was Born Already Pregnant with Her Own Twin Growing Inside Her Abdomen."
Okay.
Doctors in Jharkhand, India made a startling discovery after delivering a newborn girl with an abnormally swollen belly, only to find her partially developed twin growing inside her. The condition, called fetus in fetu, is an extremely rare developmental anomaly that occurs in roughly 1 out of every 500,000 live births. In this case, the internal twin had visible limbs and a spine resembling a partially formed fetus. Surgeons successfully removed it, and the infant is expected to fully recover. It is a rare and haunting reminder how the human body can still surprise even the most experienced doctors with a phenomena that blur the lines between science and surreal. Surprising indeed.
Get that baby on Maury Povich.
Who is the father?
Oh, yikes. That was good. I'll go one more, James, and then I'll let you hit it one more time. Astronomers have just confirmed the most massive black hole collision ever recorded. 2 cosmic giants, each over 100 times the mass of the sun, slammed into each other and sent violent ripples through space-time that were detected here on Earth. This event, named GW231123, is so extreme it defies our current understanding of how black holes form. These black holes shouldn't even exist based on what we thought was possible, falling into the mysterious mass gap where star-born black holes can't form. Even more shocking, they were both spinning at near maximum speeds, suggesting they may be a product of multiple past collisions. The record-breaking event not only challenges Einstein's models, but also hints to a hidden population of heavyweight black holes built through cosmic chain reactions, redefining what we knew we thought about the universe.
Boom. Bang.
Literally.
Huge. What happens when you get sucked in? You just get out on the other side?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Space-time continuum.
The space is liminal, man. All right, I got one here. Let's see. A drug dealer who accidentally texted a police officer about his new line of drugs has been jailed. Jack Johnson, 23, of Stirling Close, Sandy, Bedfordshire, admitted 2 counts of being concerned in the supply of cannabis and 1 count of breaching bail conditions. Bedfordshire police said he was part of an organized crime group operating across Bigswald and Sandy, supplying cannabis, crack cocaine, and heroin. DETCON Adam Gary said it was vital that the force continued to work together and make our communities an inhospitable place for drug dealers such as Johansson. He was handed 2 years and 10 months at a sentencing hearing in Luton Crown Court. On the 25th October last year, officers executed a warrant for Johansson's home address where he was arrested for being concerned in the supply of Class B drugs. Multiple mobile phones were seized from the property, including one in the kitchen bin, which he had attempted to smash up. Messages downloaded from all devices showed more than 400 numbers were contacted about drugs available and costs. Johansson was bailed, but 8 days later, used a newly registered phone to send a message with his new deal line. However, he mistakenly sent the message to a police officer's work phone, one of the officers who had been on the initial warrant. On the 28th November, another warrant was executed at the address where he was further arrested for being concerned in the supply of Class A and Class B drugs. A small amount of cannabis, high-value designer items, and nearly 2,000 pounds in cash was seized. On this occasion, Johansson had also attempted to hide a mobile phone behind a wardrobe, which was discovered when it started ringing during the search. On Friday, Johansson pleaded guilty to 2 counts of being concerned in the supply of cannabis and 1 count of breaching his bail condition in Luton Crown Court. He also denied and was found not guilty of charges relating to the supply of cocaine. Detcon Jerry added, Johansson is now rightfully behind bars, and we are urging anyone with information about other drug-related crimes to come forward so we can continue to secure convictions against others who work to cause harm.
Womp womp.
There you go.
Stupidity.
Don't text your probie what you're selling.
Naughty blokes.
Yes. All right, last one for this segment. Hopefully it'll finish us off here. Deeper than the Mariana Trench and taller than Everest is high. The Kola Super Deep Borehole is the deepest hole ever, and it ends in mystery, 7.6 miles into the Earth. The Quality Super Deep Borehole is located in Russia and is the world's deepest man-made hole, reaching a depth of 40,230 feet, or 7.6 miles, surpassing the depth of the Mariana Trench and the height of Mount Everest. The drilling project, initiated by the Soviets in 1970, revealed unexpected findings such as the absence of Conrad discontinuity, transition from granite to basalt, the presence of liquid water at unexpected depths, microscopic fossils from a single-celled marine organism dating back 2 billion years ago. Despite the significant depth achieved, the drilling faced challenges like increasing temperatures and rock densities, leading to the project's discontinuation in 1992, with the hole being sealed in 2005. I think they made a movie about that, right? Journey to the center of the Earth.
I mean, what happens when you finally get to the middle? Do you just send up a whole bunch of do you make your own homemade Russian volcano at that point?
Yeah, that's at some point you got to get pretty close to that. Because the core is all the way in the middle, but then you got the mantle, and then there's another layer that's pure molten lava.
You got 2 mantles, and then you get to your crust, and I mean, eventually you had to hit something warm, I would think.
Yeah. But how did they cover it up? Where did they get all the material to cover the hole back?
I don't know. That's a lot of lead to throw in a hole.
No doubt. But that was your Afternoon Delight debrief for this Tuesday, and always fun to see some of these crazy stories that we come across in our scrolling everyday life that we seem to do quite a lot nowadays. But anyway, we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to talk about the worst quarterback rooms in the NFL and some of the quirkiest coaching perks in college football. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
Golf is just part of his life. It's not his life. But that's, in my opinion, a real dangerous place to be for everybody else, because when it's not just pulling at you constantly and you're just golf, that gets a lot of people burnt out. So I think that's where Scheffler, if he can kind of continue what he's doing, that gives him some longevity in the sport.
Join Ryan Mulvey.
Thank you very little.
Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday afternoon. The rest of the day, a possibility of thunderstorms and light sprinkles in 93 with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour coming out of the west. For tonight, very light rain and possible thunderstorms and a low near 81. Tomorrow, definite thunderstorms and moderate rain and a high around 90. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local from the Gulf Plus studios. Now back to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
It's alive! What's alive? We're alive!
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back to listen to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We're going to dive into some of the worst quarterback rooms currently in the NFL. A lot of teams tried to sign some quarterbacks or draft some quarterbacks in the 2025 draft. Others tried to find some free agents to fill some of these gaps they were missing. And then obviously some injuries have reared their ugly head as well. We're ranking, this is from Bleacher Report, and this article is by Alex K, ranking several of the teams kind of building up to what's the worst quarterback room in the NFL. Honorable mention, the New York Football Giants. Right now, their starting quarterback is none other than Russell Wilson, followed by Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart, and Tommy Cutlets, a.k.a. Tommy DeVito.
See, I don't find that to be an absolutely horrible room. But
I think that's why they put it in the honorable mention.
If we're looking at, bottom 10, that does mean we're looking at the bottom 30%. So I could see that, being a top 30 bottom percent team.
Do you think Jackson Dart has a legitimate shot to overtake that starting job from Russell Wilson?
I would think so. You're going to spend that much draft capital on him. Yeah, you did wait till the second round, but that's still some high draft capital. If you're worried about him getting injured, fine, it makes sense to throw Russ out there. But if you're worried about Jackson Dart getting injured, and old man Russ going to get just as injured, probably even a little bit more easily. So it's not the best room, but definitely not the worst.
Another honorable mention, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is their starting quarterback now after they finally came to an agreement, which I think we all kind of saw coming for a long time. But then they've got Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, and Skylar Thompson.
Woo! Okay, so
if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt,
Aaron Rodgers goes down. It's Mason, the red zone reindeer.
Yes.
And that, as a Titans fan watching that last year, that was painful.
Yes.
He's not that great.
No. I don't even know if I'd say he's like a serviceable backup. He's just, I don't think he's got enough action and not refs, and maybe he's still dealing with that hit to the head. Maybe that kind of set him back a little bit as well. A helmet.
Forget a few plays.
Yeah, no good. The Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, the J.J. McCarthy was not their starting quarterback last year as he got injured in the preseason, and then Sam Darnold busted onto the scene and led the Vikings to a playoff berth, which was, a lot of people were very impressed with what Sam did. This year, J.J. McCarthy going to be the starter, followed by Sam Howell, Brett Rypien, and Max Brosmer.
Yeah. Good luck, JJ.
Yeah, if JJ...
That's what you got, guys. Sam Howell played a couple of games, and he didn't look awful for the Commanders that couple of years ago, but it was It was a rookie. You didn't know what was going to happen, and I don't think he's had any playing time since.
No.
So that tells you that, you did great in this rookie year, but don't worry, we got somebody else to replace you.
No doubt. Yeah, if J.J. McCarthy gets hurt, kind of same thing with the Steelers there on the Aaron Rodgers side of things. It's going to be an interesting thing, especially for how good Minnesota was last year with that 14-3 record. And now, obviously, Sam Darnold is with the Seattle Seahawks. Number 5 on the list, this is the actual 5 through 1, the New York Jets. Justin Fields, their starter. Tyrod Taylor's their backup. Then Adrian Martinez and Brady Cook. Good to see the Missouri guys still in a quarterback room there in the NFL.
I mean, Justin Fields, I don't find him to be awful.
No.
But, I mean, you're also just put him on the Jets, so just good luck with that.
Kind of the black hole of quarterback deaths, so to speak. I mean, he was, 4-2, I think, as a starter for
Pittsburgh. It wasn't bad with the Steelers last year.
And then they just decided to switch to Russ, and don't know why, but Justin Fields now they're on the New York Jets. 2-year, $40 million contract. Number 4, the Tennessee Titans. Woo. Obviously, Cam Ward is the starter. Will Levis is out for the entire season, so he is not even in the quarterback room now, but they've got Brandon Allen. He came over from the San Francisco 49ers, and Tim Boyle.
So, I mean, the good news here for your Titans fans, I'm a Titans fan, it's the great news. Cam Ward will be injured by week 6. You're going to bring in Brandon Allen. Guess what? You got another first-round, first-draft pick coming to you, boys. Celebrate that 3-14 season.
I can't tell if that's pessimism or optimism because it's a little bit of both. A little bit of both there. But, for everybody out there, Titans fans, NFL fans, you just kind of hope Cam Ward is the guy they think Cam Ward is because y'all have had moments of greatness, and I just think it's better for the AFC South when there's, a few teams in there that are competing strongly against one another. And
the AFC South is at its best when all those teams are bad and you're just seeing who gets to be the leader of the mountain.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Because, the Jags should be better this year. Houston kind of had, I don't want to say a down year, but kind of had that sophomore slump, so to speak, for C.J. Stroud. But they get back right where they need to be. They had a lot of nice draft picks and acquisitions over the off season. Number 3 on the they're always in this list, and that's the potentially Joe Flacco led Cleveland Browns. You got Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and then, of course, Shedeur Sanders.
You left a prominent name off that list.
Oh, he's not even in the quarterback room listed.
They didn't even bother listing him.
His name.
He's still there, though. He's still on the roster. You still got to list him.
He's still getting paid. Oh, yes, and you're talking about, obviously, Deshaun Watson and that whole debacle. But they basically think this is a competition now between Shedeur, Pickett, and Flacco, with Dylan Gabriel kind of being on the outside of that.
Then why did you take Dylan in front of Shedeur?
I have no idea.
It just that whole thing, I just look at it and go, you don't know what you're doing, do you?
Clearly. They've clearly shown that the ownership of the Cleveland Browns has not been the smartest over the last several years. Number 2 on the list, Indianapolis Colts. They have listed Daniel Jones as the starter, but obviously Anthony Richardson is there, and he's been the starter for the last couple of years when he was healthy, dealing with a lot of injuries, and I'm sure that's why they brought in Daniel Jones. Do you really think Daniel Jones will be the starter week 1?
I mean, unless something happens to Anthony Richardson with his shoulder, because I still think he has somewhat of an issue with it, even though he has had the surgery on it. If that's an issue and it looks like he's going to have a throwing problem, I don't see why you wouldn't want to start Daniel Jones, because it's one of those, I don't know if Richardson's not a fit for the Colts or if Richardson's just not it, but he's not looked the best. Yeah. And what really got to me was when he went to the sideline and said, no, I got to sit down.
Yeah.
That showed me you just didn't have the heart or the body to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was wild. He did show some promise as a rookie. Obviously, injuries, like we were just talking about, limited to just 4 starts. But then in year 2, he kind of had a big regression, only getting 47.7 of his passes completed, and he threw more interceptions, 12, than touchdowns, 8. So obviously, 2025, likely a backup to Daniel Jones, another quarterback who's been very disappointing since his tenure there for the New York Giants. But hey, sometimes a little change of scenery goes a long way. Look what happened with Sam Darnold last year. Obviously, he's been a kind of a journeyman with the Jets, the Panthers. He was a backup the San Francisco 49ers, and then he goes on to have a fantastic season with the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, the Vikings had a couple more weapons than the Colts do right now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Number 1 on this list, I'll let you take a guess before I dive into it. Number 1 quarterback. Or worst quarterback.
Worst quarterback room.
I'll give you a hint. Their starter for a little while just retired.
Just retired, so we're going to go to New Orleans.
Yes, the New Orleans Saints. According to Bleacher Report, the worst quarterback room in the NFL. Tyler Shuck. He is listed as the starter right now, followed by Spencer Rattler and Jake Haener, who played each significant time last year but never showed any sign of promise. Obviously, Spencer was a journeyman in college. Jake Haener came out of Oklahoma, I believe, and but Saints they also have Hunter Deckers on there, and I have no idea who that guy is. That's just their 4th quarterback in the room right now. But is Tyler Shuck going to be the answer for the New Orleans Saints? Or are they going to continue?
No, they're going to have to find. I think they're going to have to find something, unless they're just saying, "Hey, boys, we're in the cap hell right now. There's nothing we can really do about that. We can just play out this season, compete with some other teams to see how bad we can be. Maybe get a first-round draft pick, and it's supposed to be a fairly good quarterback.
A lot better quarterback class coming out next year.
Coming out for the 25, the 26 draft from the 25 college football season.
Yeah.
So it might be just their play to just go, you know what? Hey, we're going to punt this one and try again next year. But I mean, if not, does it make sense to maybe contact Cleveland and go, hey, you're not either starting Pickett or you're not, starting the other guys.
Yeah.
How about we make a trade for one of these dudes that we can put in our room?
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be interesting to see how the New Orleans Saints actually shake out this year, just in general, because obviously Derek Carr has been there for a while, but dealt with a lot of injuries, and I don't think ever really had a full, complete season and could just never really get going. But that is your Bleacher Report worst quarterback rooms in the NFL. Obviously, you could do the flip side, too, with the best quarterbacks in quarterback rooms in the NFL, but that usually leads with a very, very superstar starting quarterback.
Yeah, and you usually have a fairly competent backup. Because, I mean, backups they're expensive. You got to drop money on them. I mean, for a good backup now, you're probably going to drop $3-4 million a year for that insurance policy.
Absolutely. And, with the injuries happening so much now to quarterbacks, you got to have that backup that can kind of step in there and at least help you stay in games until you're starting.
I mean, you need somebody that can just even pseudo manage it at that point.
Yep.
Just turn around, hand the ball off, throw those little short routes. Don't turn it over.
No turnovers. That's the worst thing you can do as a quarterback. But easier said than done, of course. All right, we're going to pivot over to CVS's sports. Here are some of the quirkiest contract perks and clauses for nearly every college football coach in the CFP. Excuse me. We'll start with Bill Belichick. He has a $1 million buyout if he leaves for another job, paving the way for a relatively easy move back to the NFL if a franchise deems him worthy. I think that was a good move for both him and the university, because I'm sure Belichick's going to want to get back to the NFL here at some point.
I think he might, or I just think he's doing this as kind of like a side retirement gig of just trying to have fun and keep his name out there. I really don't know if he wants the whole NFL thing again, because he's in his mid-70s now?
I think 74 or something like that.
So you also got to look at an NFL team. Are you really going to sign somebody that, if he's 74 now, he finishes this football season, by the time you get to him next year, he's 75?
Yeah.
You sign somebody to a 3-year contract, he's 78 at the end of that contract.
That's getting up there to be coaching any type of football.
Can you do it? Probably. Do any teams want to hop on that? Probably not.
Who's like the oldest NFL coach?
Ever? Ooh.
Ever might be tough.
Might be Shula.
Shula. Bill Walsh never really got that. He wasn't like George Seifert. Was he?
Pete Carroll has been the oldest coach in the NFL. He is currently 74. So that might be the oldest, because that's running up there. Yeah.
Still Pete. He is the all-time oldest head coach in NFL history.
Yeah, second one was Bruce Arians in 2021 when he was 69 years old, coaching for the Bucs.
Yeah.
It's a great time to be silver.
Yes, indeed. All right, Phil Longo, I believe he is, I don't know what team he's from, SH Bearcats. That's not Sam Houston State, because I don't think Sam Houston State is.
Bearcats.
Is it?
They are the Bearcats,
okay.
yes.
So that is Sam Houston State. Phil Longo, he is afforded a $50 per month for a cell phone monthly allowance. Ball State's Mike Removich gets $110 per month, while ECU's Blake Harrell gets $130 a month for you.
I gotta imagine that was a bigger deal back in the day when you need to go buy a bunch of burner phones.
Yeah.
So that way you didn't have like track records of what was going on. I can see that being a little bit more important than now, where those things aren't nearly as important as what they used to be.
This one's fairly common in the college football world. Rich Rodriguez from West Virginia University. The university provides him a family membership to a golf club. His contract states that he does have to cover the food and beverage charges, though. So they just pay the monthly dues and probably the
That doesn't sound too weird to me. That sounds like something that's
actually
pretty normal.
Very common for a lot of football coaches, as they get memberships to certain clubs. All right. Matt Drinkle, he is at he's at Central Michigan, I believe. If he did not do a press conference on the 9th or 10th of the month he was hired, he was subject to a $500,000 fine to be paid to the school. That fine would have been more than his $415,000 base salary. So I guess said, hey, you got to do a press conference on the 9th or the 10th, the month he was hired. Otherwise, he had to pay $500,000. I wonder why they want him to.
I guess he's not a guy that likes to do press conferences.
Doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like it at all. Zach Keatley, he looks like he is he looks like he's a Temple Owl. Maybe not. Maybe that looks familiar, but I can't put my finger on it.
Florida Atlantic.
Yeah, FAU, that's right. The school can reassign a head coach to another position in the university as long as it does not include manual labor and can let him work remotely.
So, like, he could, do an online course, teach an online course, basically.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, as long as he's not doing any physical manual labor. Jason Eck with the New Mexico Lobos has an incentive in his deal tied to ticket sale increases year over year. A climb of 15% earns him $15,000, 25%, $25,000, and 50%. You can imagine what that gets him: $50,000.
That's an interesting way to try to encourage butts to seats.
Yeah. I don't know how the coach goes about doing that because he's not tied to anything really with that. Brian Smith from the University of Ohio, the old Bobcats. If Smith can get the Bobcats to 8 wins during the regular season, his contract is automatically extended by 1 year.
Ooh, so, I mean, you could have a permanent job, basically.
You get 8 wins every year.
8 wins every year.
Another year. I mean, obviously, performance is typically tied to contract extensions, but Bronco Mendenhall of Utah State earns $5,000 for each win in a rivalry game against either BYU or Utah. Currently, the Aggies have the Utes on the schedule twice between now and 2031. Doesn't seem like much of a perk.
Yeah, I mean, it's a perk, but I'm sure that's also a pretty average perk.
Yeah. Tim Albin, which some kind of miners, I'm not sure. Not the Colorado, maybe it is the Colorado School of Mines. Tim Albin, anyway, his contract includes a classroom incentive, and he would earn $25,000 for a multi-year APR of 960 or higher. The APR stands for Academic Progress Rate. Kind of like that, putting a little more emphasis there on the education of his football players. UTEP, yep.
UTEP.
University of Texas. Green? Is that they were?
Ooh, Charlotte.
Are they? Oh,
Charlotte
yeah, they're the
Miners.
49ers. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
Charlotte
right.
Miners.
Man. All right, Scott Frost, we all know where he is down there at UCF. He earns $25,000 if his team achieves a top 20 FBS ranking in a specific stat category. Categories include explosive run plays, explosive pass plays, offensive yards per play, lowest percentage of explosive running plays, lowest percentage of explosive passing plays, lowest yards per play, scoring offense, and scoring defense. So not a bad opportunity there I wonder if that makes him change like his coaching style because of that incentive.
It might.
I don't know how much money he gets with his normal contract, but
because you always want to play to your strengths, but if that's not one of your strengths that year, you're trying to shoehorn it in.
And they got it both on offense and defense, so that's kind of nice. But we got to go ahead and take a quick break. Final segment on this Tuesday afternoon coming up next. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Can the Atlanta Braves make another second half run? Can history be duplicated?
Is this happening? It is! The Atlanta Braves are world champions!
This is why we play the game.
Grissom on the run! Yes! Yes!
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus Studios, it's the Inside Drive. We're betting the limit and covering the spread. The Inside Drive with Ryan and Jay.
Thank you. Nice to be in Vegas.
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 here in Panama City Beach, and all of the beautiful Bay County surrounding areas. Coming up tonight after the Afternoon Underdogs, coverage starts at 6 p.m. First pitch, 6:15. That is your Atlanta Braves. Game 2, and I believe in a 3-game series against those San Francisco Giants. We appreciate Best Way Portable Buildings, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, and Brock Pest Control for helping bring your Atlanta Braves right here to you on ESPN Northwest Florida. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about maybe some possible trades here at the deadline, and then I'm going to want to go through. Actually, I'm going to do this first. We're going to talk about the most valuable college football programs and what they would potentially sell for if you could actually purchase them. Just like NFL, they sell their stuff. James, who do you think is the most valuable college football program?
Oh, you got to go with some of the older ones. I'm going to say, and you're constant winners, so I got 3 directly in mind.
Okay.
All of them up in the Midwest.
Okay.
Michigan.
Michigan is number 5.
Ohio State.
Ohio State's number 3.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is number 4. So you had 3, 4, 5.
Okay, I'm up there. Number
1, the University of Texas. Annual football revenue, $833 million. Their valuation, if somebody were to buy that program, $2.38 billion. Number 2, another SEC school with annual football revenue of $147 million. Everything's bigger in Texas, so they're about $36 million more valuable than number 2 on the list, the Georgia Bulldogs. $1.92 billion projected valuation and price. As James said, Ohio State, number 3, $116 million in annual revenue, projected valuation $1.9 billion. Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 143 average annual value, so that actually puts them third in annual average revenue. But their valuation, because of the brand, is $1.85 billion. Michigan, 141 in annual or average annual football revenue, with a valuation of $1.83 billion. Coming in next, the University of Alabama. That would be number 6 on the list, with average football revenue of $133 million, with a valuation of $1.74 billion. Followed by Oklahoma at $1.49 billion, USC at $1.4 billion, but a much lower average revenue of $71.3 million. Tennessee, $1.37 billion, LSU, $1.23 billion, Penn State, $1.2 billion. The highest valuation of any program in the state of Florida is the Florida Gators at $1.08 billion. Auburn Tigers at $1.06 billion, followed by Oregon, Texas A&M, Washington, Nebraska, Florida State with a valuation of $867 million, annual football revenue of $86.7 million, followed by Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan State, Clemson, Arkansas, Miami, Ole Miss, North Carolina, South Carolina, Minnesota, Utah, and last on the list, TCU at $523 million.
Does the list do all 130 teams?
No.
I'd almost be kind of interested in like some of like what are like the bottom teams and
what can we afford?
Yeah, exactly.
We bought a football team.
One Ferris State, please.
It does go to 68. I'll start with 65. That's Cal with a valuation of $158 million.
All right.
66, Wake Forest with a valuation of $124 million. Cincinnati with a valuation of $106 million. And then Houston with a valuation of $91 million. Again, this is just the football program. For example, Houston has an average of $22.7 million in annual average football revenue. Obviously, a lot of these teams are worth a lot more based on these TV contracts and
absolutely.
all that good stuff. And like James was saying earlier, when you're in the big time conferences and you got those huge TV deals, that certainly adds to your revenue and your overall valuation. Now, you can't actually buy college football programs, but interesting to see what they certainly would be worth. All right, some 8 potential trades before the deadline coming up here. 31st is
next Thursday.
So
also the first of the preseason football game,
NFL Hall of Fame game, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, here we are playing the preseason games, finding out if any of these rookies are any good or not. Obviously, the MLB trade line is about 10 days away, as James just said. Here's some 8 predictions. This is from Bleacher Report as well. Zachary Reimer wrote this particular article. Nothing will keep Eugenio Suarez and the Mariners from a reunion. Thoughts on that?
Suarez will be leaving the Diamondbacks. I don't doubt that one at all. A landing spot in Seattle makes sense, but there are a whole list of teams out there right now that think they're into it, that would love to have a right-handed bat. And the guy is not a bad third baseman. He's not a Gold Glove, third baseman, but he is absolutely serviceable at third base to go along with it, so you can use him on the defensive side. I mean, I could see him... Houston could really use him right now. Any of your big bopping teams, minus maybe like the Cubs, Dodgers, and Yankees, which are pretty full in the outfield. Anywhere, Seattle is the team that needs the most, I would say, batting help right now. Outside of Cal Raleigh and Arozarena, the team is pretty silent on the bats. So it would not surprise me. But then again, him going... anywhere else too wouldn't be a great shock either. I don't really want to see him end up in Detroit. He might, but I don't really think he wants to be in Detroit because that cavernous ballpark's not going to allow for that home runs that he wants to get.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 2, the Yankees will be the biggest losers of the deadline. If the Mariners do end up becoming the winners of the Suarez sweepstakes, well, that would just be plain bad news for those New York Yankees. The Yankees are firmly in the Cohen tax territory with an estimated luxury tax payroll of $308 million. For every additional dollar they add, it will further inflate that tax bill that is already set to cost them $50 million.
They can afford it.
Yeah, they can. Most shocking non-trade will be Sandy Alcantara.
Okay, so we don't think he's gonna leave Miami.
Of course, this guy does around. Apparently. As prospective sellers at the deadline, the odds the Miami Marlins trading Sandy Alcantara this summer seem to be close to 100% at this point. Heck, it was a small miracle that the 2022 Cy Young Award winner even broke camp with the team. Rumors were swirling around him all spring, and he helped fan the flames by posting a perfect 0.00 ERA in the Grapefruit League outings. Cut to now, though, the odds of Miami dealing the 29-year-old might not even be 50-50. This was his first year back from Tommy John surgery, and there have certainly been many moments when he's teased a return to form. But it just hasn't happened, as his 7.14 ERA is easily the worst of any starter who has pitched at least 90 innings. Next, no team will let buyers down more than the Twins. If the Mariners don't trade Alcantara, it will be a great loss. It will be no great loss for pitching-needing contenders. They need guys who can help now, such as Joe Ryan. But of course, that depends on whether the Twins want to deal. Amid a run which they have lost 25 out of 39 dating back to June 5th, the Twins aren't exactly trending toward buying. They have to know how to start playing better baseball and fast. We'll get to see a Luis Arraez-Steven Kwan duo in San Diego.
Yeah, I can see that.
They're reportedly thirsting after Jarren Duran, with Dennis Lin of The Athletic writing that the Padres are enamored with the 2024 All-Star Game MVP. But as long as the Boston Red Sox are contending, it's hard to see how they and Friars are supposed to match up on a deal. So instead, it wouldn't be surprising if the Padres pivoted to Steven Kwan. The Dodgers will break the prospect bank for Mason Miller.
Oh, that's kind of a push. But I mean, if you're in all for it this year and you think it's your year, then that's the move you make. It's not a move I would probably go out and do.
Yeah. The Athletics closer hasn't been quite as electrifying in 2025 as he was in 2024, but the fastball is still getting as high as 104.1 miles per hour. He also has long shaken off the slow start, posting a 1.96 ERA with 6 hits allowed in his last 18.1 innings. Mackenzie Gore will end up in Boston. If Miller is the best reliever traded, the question naturally becomes, who will be the best starting pitcher to be on the move? Mackenzie Gore wasn't in the conversation a week ago, but that began to change as he was representing the Washington Nationals at the All-Star Game. And now, according to John Heyman of the New York Post, teams are calling the Nats general manager Mike DeBartolo is listening. As Gore is only 26 and controlled through 2027, the Nats might as well listen and see if anyone offers a boatload of talent that could help get their years-long rebuild back on the right track. And if any team should indulge them, it's the Red Sox. Whereas the offense kept humming along even after the trade of Rafael Devers in June, the starting rotation just keeps getting thinner and thinner underneath the staff ace Garrett Crockett. I don't know if it's Crochet or
Crochet.
Yes. Cutter Crawford and Hunter Dobbins are already done for the year, and the same may prove to be true of Tanner Houck after his latest setback.
Yeah, I mean, Gore will cost you, but again, it's somebody you get control of. It's somebody younger, and the Red Sox are a team that they have a money machine, underneath Fenway Park that's printing cash, that they can afford these contracts if they really want them. It makes sense to me, but is it a little, too late? still don't have enough pitching help. I mean, the Red Sox are in the final wild card spot, so they are holding on to that postseason hope with, great expectations, but good teams behind them as well. I've said it for the last couple of seasons now in baseball. You can't have 5 starters. You got to have 8.
Yeah.
And you got to have some of them down in the minor leagues that you're paying pretty good money to have them down there pitching in AAA, but you also got to tell them, like, hey, we're sending you to AAA, but it's only until somebody gets hurt. And somebody is going to get hurt these days.
Absolutely. More often than not, it seems. Number 8 of 8. The most shocking trade will be Adley Rutschman to the Giants. This is a blatant Hail Mary. The odds of Baltimore Orioles trading Adley Rutschman are somewhere to be seen between slim and none. General Manager Mike Elias, that's Patrick Elias. Mike Elias, I'm guessing, is what has indicated he's willing to sell, but also gone that he's going to draw a line of the team's more long-term assets.
I mean, trading Rutschman to me would be like trading Luka Doncic. I mean, that's just one of those you look at it and go, what?
You just don't do it. But obviously would be mega surprising if it happened. Chances obviously slim to none. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us today on the Inside Drive. James and I will be back tomorrow. And of course, we'll have Keith Fleming on the line from 12 to 12:40, recapping the Open Championship as well as previewing the next golf tournament. Maybe talking a little NFL football as well, as we are right around the corner from fantasy football season. Don't forget, after the afternoon underdogs from 4 to 6 p.m., coverage for the Atlanta Braves hosting the San Francisco Giants starts at 6. First pitch starting at 6:15. We appreciate y'all listening. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
From 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is designed specifically for sports fanatics like you. The sports content you demand is always on. Live stream our national and local sports talk anywhere you go. Reach us on all social media. You can also be a part of the show. Call and text into our studios. Plus, up-to-the-minute weather and traffic maps. The new app from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is available at the Apple Store and Google Play.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday afternoon. The rest of the day, a possibility of thunderstorms and light sprinkles in 93 with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour coming